Hello, beautiful earth signs. Welcome to your April reading with me, Lorien, at the Wellington Witch. Welcome to the channel if you are new here. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. So we're going to be doing this in the order of Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn. I'm going to be going through those individually. The timestamps will be down below. And of course, this is for Sun, Moon, Rising. Right, so let's just see what my gorgeous, Taurus. You're all gorgeous, but let's start with gorgeous Taurus first. Alright, let's see what's coming through for Taurus. Taurus. Okay, I'm getting a lot of communal vibes, but I don't know whether that's anything that's going to come through. Obstacles and challenges. I will make sure these are in shot, so don't worry. Positive movement forward. Heartache and loss. Alright, so let's see what seems to be coming through for you, my lovelies. Let's just move this slightly. Okay. The main thing I'm getting for April is the fact that there's going to be minor things that you may feel is kind of there just to annoy you, and you're just kind of trying to bat away this consistent poke that seems to be coming through either from the universe or from elsewhere, but it just seems to be this constant jabby thing. And it could be that you are trying to figure out what that is, and it's something that you are desperately trying to understand. Like, what are you doing, universe? Why are you keeping poking me? Is there something I'm missing? Or it could just be that there's something energetically that you have left unchecked slightly. It will depend on person to person, but for me it just feels like a little bit of, oh really, like you get in some place and then you have to jump over a hurdle again. However, this is not to say that you are doing badly. This is not to say that the universe is punishing you, because this is actually showing you that you can move forwards. But sometimes if you feel like you're consistently hitting a brick wall, maybe that is a sign that the direction you're heading is not good for you, and that you have to take a different route in order to get to where you ultimately want to be. Sometimes the experience that you expect to have is not the experience you need to have. So, for instance, say you go for an audition to have a part in a play, and you really, really want the thing, and you expect that when you get the audition, you're going to get the part, you're going to get the rehearsals, you're going to get the part in the play. Opening night's going to be a success, and there's going to be a long run of it. Sometimes you don't even you fluff the audition. Sometimes you get the part but the rehearsals are terrible, you hate everybody around you. Sometimes you maybe get to opening night and everything goes wrong and it's a flop. It doesn't seem to. Well, if you don't get the part, you move on to something else, and then that becomes a huge success, and you look at the other part you really wanted, and that's gone down like a lead balloon. So it's just kind of saying that the universe is trying to direct you this April to something that will avoid further heartache and loss, that will avoid further disappointments, because I do feel like you have had some heartache and loss regarding something. It may be strong words for disappointment, but I feel this is the main thing. You've had disappointment recently, and this is sort of saying, look, you can, the river is not straight. You can wind around to still get to your destination. You don't have to go directly through. So then we have light, which is a star. Sorry, no, it's not the star, it's the sun. I always get those two mixed up in this deck. Then you have the base chakra. So the chakra here, I feel, is mainly to do with your fears and being grounded. I mean, you're very grounded anyway, Taurus, but there's something that just feels like, oh, there's something you don't want to admit to yourself that's a fear. There's a fear of failure, or there's a fear of you're disappointing yourself if you don't get to somewhere. But the sun here is a beautiful card. It's saying that there is an assurance coming through for you that you do have everything you need. You do have what it takes to get to where you want to be. you have the ability to emanate this light and this purpose. It just feels like the struggles recently have dulled your shine a little bit. Maybe a combination of several different things, like somebody being annoying, your family not getting along very well, your health being a little bit upside down, the stress of the world, or just little things like bills coming in and you didn't expect it. They're saying it's going to be fine. It honestly is going to be fine, but I do feel that the base chakra is something that you definitely need to pay attention to. There's something that may be that you need to ground yourself more, so you don't run away with your imagination. You don't have this kind of thing flowing everywhere that makes you feel second guessing yourself. And here we have the universe. So to me, this is very much saying to you, you are part of a greater connection. You are part of a greater kind of involvement within yourself and the community around you. But I think that you sometimes feel like you've lost your place or you've lost that connection. You haven't. There's something coming in, I feel, in April that rejuvenates you. And even though there are little obstacles and stuff, it's to kind of teach you, maybe you don't have to take this route. Maybe there's another way around it. Maybe there's something else. And the thing is not to be too overly, oh, that won't work. Going back to the default of, that won't work. No, 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 that won't work. Experience has told me it's all bollocks. No, it's not. No, that won't work. No, it's not going to work. Get rid of that, because that's fear talking. So if you make sure, I know you need to protect yourself and you need to protect your energies, but just give it a go. The positivity that I see here, Taurus, far outweighs the niggles and the upsets and the disappointments that you've experienced before. And I think it's just kind of taking that level up that allows you to move forwards this month. But let me know how things go for you in the comments below. I'm now going to move on to Virgo. Okay, let's see what's going on with my Virgos. Because I know people like to see me shuffle, I'm just going to do it in front of the camera too. Oh, hello. Alright, being jumpy today. Okay, so you, and you want to come through too. Okay, so you did completely different as to how I have been doing it all this time. Okay, so where are we? You have transformation, which is normally the death card in traditional tarot, but don't be afraid of that. You have moving forwards, whoops, or moving on. And we have the crown chakra. I'll reserve this card just for the next layer. Okay. Something has okay, so there's two layers to this. Either something has outstayed its welcome and you're now moving on to the next stage of your life. It could be a job, it could be a relationship. Either way, you are now wanting to move on to the next stage. For others of you, you are going to have a massive career transformation. It feels like this is like a sort of level up thing. Could be two in one. It could be that something's outstayed its welcome, so you leave your job and you transform your career, or it could just be out of the blue that you actually transform your career, or it's due this month or something. But either way, it feels like you're going out of some kind of fuddly, muddly daily grind into something that's so much more beautiful and so much more calming for you. It feels like it's right. No longer are you just doing something because you feel like you have to do it, or because you feel like it's the done thing. You're actually moving on because of something that's calling you, something that feels like it's more your purpose. For those of you, you may be going through your Saturn return. So it could be that you're feeling like, I need to move into this now. I need to be more into myself. I need to be more understanding in this way. When it comes to the crown chakra, it feels like this is enabling you to really reach a high point of your understanding within yourself and kind of connect to a higher level and a higher state of being, because with this transformation, you may feel like finally a dam is broken and you're able to burst through and just see things for what they are, how you felt they should be for a long time. I feel as though those of you within a relationship, you may finally feel like you understand what needs to be done within the relationship in order to reach the next level or just the next stage, whether that is to leave that relationship or to heal it in some way, or even to just, get to the next stage of bliss with that other person. For those of you who are single, I feel a lot of this is going to be to do with you understanding more about what it is you've been holding on to. Like there's this kind of stone mask, and it feels like you're shedding something in order to level up a little bit. And the people that you attract into your life, just in general as well, for all of you, not even just single people, all of you, the level and the vibration of people you attract into your life will have to match yours. And this is how you move on. So you're now in a group of people, or will be attracting a group of people who are so much more on your level and who meet your vibration or help you better it yourself. And I think that's definitely coming through for you here. Okay, there we go. Love begins. I didn't even see this card. So yeah, there's something that feels like you are ascending to something. This also feels like it's more love begins for you in yourself. And there's a new path. There's a river, and it just feels like a lot of blessing coming in here. There's a new love that you have and a new joie de vivre for some sort of area of your life. It doesn't mean just romantic love. It means this is some kind of compassion for yourself, understanding the direction that you want to go, spiritual strength. Here we go again, something that just feels like you are able to withstand a lot of things. Like you have a pink circle here which mirrors this crown chakra. You are very much getting to either have this really high vibrational energy that makes you feel invincible and you can handle anything, or you're getting really spiritually buff. Your spirituality has been hitting the gym and you're getting ready, and either you're meditating or you're trying to handle something, the next stage of your life that's coming in, and it just really feels like you're able now to kind of punch things when they need to be punched and just break down walls. And it honestly feels like you are ready to ascend to the next level that you want to achieve. But of course, after all of this excitement, after all of this feeling of moving forwards and activity and being quite heightened with various things, and oh my gosh, I want to do this and that and this and that, you have to rest. You have to rejuvenate. There's only so much energy and spiritual strength that you can use in one go before you need to replenish the well and before you need to replenish that energy pot. So this is going to be very much an influential time for you. It feels like you have this ability to go all guns blazing into something and be very much a strong, powerful voice, be a presence amongst people. But you also need time away from that. You can't just be full on steamrolling all the time. So I do feel that rest is going to be good for you. Maybe taking a break, having that feeling of, okay, I can decompress now. Because if you feel like all of this is pressure and steam and letting off a load of heat, you also need to cool down. And it's that feeling of, okay, I just need to regroup myself. Not in a negative way necessarily, but it's just this feeling of, now is the time for me to recuperate myself and to center myself again and to feel like myself again. So I do feel this is very positive for you, Virgo. Let me know in the comments below if there's anything that you resonate with here. But I'm now going to move on to Capricorn. Okay. What's going on with Capricorn? Come on, let's see. Whoa. Let's have a look. And again, I'm going to do it in front of the camera just to see what's coming through for Capricorn. Oh wow, you're going very fiddly-fee today, aren't you? Right, these do not want to go back in, and neither does this, so it's a different way of doing it again for you, Capricorn. let's go from the bottom. Shadow. Ooh, interesting. This is the moon. Then we have material and spiritual prosperity in reverse. We have solitude in reverse. I'm going to do the next three in a second, but let's have a look at this. Okay. Somebody isn't being very clear with you, Capricorn, and I think that you feel it in your bones, but also you're not disappointed with the way either they have behaved or you have behaved towards them. There's a feeling of something not meeting in the middle quite right here, and I think you're desperately trying to balance something. You're trying to sort of keep your hopes up, but it just doesn't feel like you're able to. The solitude I feel of this last year has been getting to you. Capricorns get a raw deal saying that they're very aloof, separate and cold. I don't feel that from you at all. I just feel like there's something that you kind of feel on your own or left to yourself for some reason. Left to your own devices, left to deal with something on your own. And it may be to do with either bills in your house or just to handle something by yourself, or you're sick of having to be the only person who deals with phone calls, ringing, the people who need to be rang, doing that sort of administration stuff, doing the organization. Maybe you're sick of doing that. That's what it feels like to me. But there's something here that says that there is this shadow thing. There's something that is kind of in the darkness that I feel will be brought out, but there's a feeling of you don't like the side of somebody, or you don't like the side of yourself that you're seeing or feeling right now. And there's this kind of frustration that's coming through here. However, we do have harmony, so it does look like it's actually going to become improvement. That's good grammar. But it is going to improve, it is going to become better for you. And let me just see this card here. Okay, so we have authority. So yeah, I feel like you're getting back into your groove, back into some sort of feeling of control, being better to yourself. It could also be, I have this feeling that if these were reversed here, if these were upright and that was reversed, it would mean that a similar thing, but mostly that you need to stop thinking about what could go wrong. But I do still feel like there's something that is really annoying you about some situation or some person, some way that they've dealt with something. I just feel like that is going to come through to you in April, but I do see an improvement. I see something that is very cemented. It's like, okay, slot it into place, final piece of the puzzle, we're all done now. This is definitely something that we can utilize, we can improve upon this, and we can go into the future much more equipped for everything else, especially with this authority figure. It feels very much like a strong kind of put the foot down type of feeling. He is the emperor, but it does feel also like structure and authority is going to work in your favor. The regulations, the rules that you may be placed on a relationship or how you deal with things, maybe your own set of code, that just feels like it's coming through to you to feel you more enabled to deal with things that are coming through. Let's just get the last card. Okay, so you have rejoice and celebration. So yes, there's definitely a positive coming through here. There's definitely a feeling of I can handle this. I have overcome this level of discontent or discomfort or this illusionment that somebody tried to put the wool over my eyes, or there was a discontent here, but you've now got rid of that, or you will be getting rid of that in April. It could just be that you need to have a conversation with somebody. Somebody may not seemingly have your best interest at heart, but they're just under a lot of stress and they forgot to get back to you, or they forgot to do something. But I know there's something that you're definitely putting quite a strong emphasis on this month, and it could be that you're trying to finalize something or get into the groove of something new. It just feels like you're trying to get to grips with something new, and that's always the hardest part. Is it might be fresh, it might be fun, it might be exciting, but it's always trying to figure that new thing out. You can trip up sometimes, and you can maybe stumble a few times, even with something that you feel like you've got to know really well. But I just feel there's some new aspect that you're going to try and understand a little bit better over the course of this month, and it will take a lot of regulations, or at least routine. I think that's a better word for it. It's going to take a lot of routine, a lot of structure, for you to sort of see how best to maneuver yourself in this, see how best to place yourself in it too, because this was the only thing that I was annoyed by, is that your material and spiritual prosperity was in reverse. And I feel like for some of you, you do feel like you may have progressed a little bit, but some part of you is still in the same place. So you may have hit a goal or hit this part of your life, but the other part hasn't quite caught up yet. It's not where you want it to be yet. So I feel like this April, you're actually going to find how to bring that other level up to par with the rest of your situation. So it could be that you, for instance, I'm going to use the book analogy because that's one I know best. So you've got your literary agent, you've been published, but you still feel like there's something that's not quite there. So it could be your finances aren't quite there, or your idea for the next book isn't quite right, or something like that. It just feels like something's down here while the rest of you is up here, and you want to bring that up to par with everything. Could be your health, could be your relationships around you, anything. I just feel like you are going to level things out this month and give more time to yourself too in order to do that. But let me know in the comments below, dear Capricorns, if this resonates with you. I look forward to hearing about everything that you're doing for yourself. But in the meantime, take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll speak to you guys very soon.